Hi Talk family, and welcome to another episode of Talk. My name is Deshpalay Bechin, and today I have someone so special, all in the name of International Women's Day, which is taking place on the 8th of March. And this is a very special interview because it's homegrown from Kempton Park. Sami is not part of the motoring industry, but she has been reviewing one or two vehicles, and I wanted to bring her on board so that she could help me empower women in the motoring trade as well, because she empowers a lot of women through the work that she does. I have a deep appreciation for comedians. Anyone who can bring a smile to my face makes a significant impact, because laughter truly is a remedy that cannot be prescribed by any physician. So today we are thrilled to feature our local queen of humor from Kempton Park, as I said, in celebration of International Women's Day. Let us introduce to you Sami. She's a businesswoman, a bubbly influencer, and a creator of engaging content on social media. So throughout her journey in life, she has consistently pondered what she considers to be the most crucial question: why do these incidents always occur to me? With tales that include nearly causing her teacher's unborn child harm, I can't wait to hear about that, shattering her father's dream of having an athletic offspring, I can't wait to hear about that either, and a near-death experience with a goose. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear that. So she's certainly gathered some intriguing narratives. In her book, The Memoirs of a Clumsy Potato, which is so cute, Sami Hall recounts significant life experiences, those that were tough and transformative, that have forever altered her and molded her into the quirky, clumsy, and perpetually exhausted potato we all adore. And I truly adore her. The path hasn't always been smooth, and she has faced many challenges, but as Sami would explain, every moment contributed to her journey, and her tale remains ongoing. So let's dive into the amusing, poignant, bizarre, and outrageous life of Sami and gain insight into her thoughts as we delve into the multitude of topics that inspired her to launch into extensive and fervent monologues, such as power outages, road repairs, and mobile reception of signal, especially here in Kempton Park, to just name a few, and uncover answers to some of the internet's burning inquiries. So let's welcome Sami, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions, MFC, and Evo by Nedbank. Hello.
What an introduction. You make me sound like I know what I'm doing in life. I love that for me.
I cannot believe I'm sitting here with you, Sami. I am starstruck right now.
Oh, stop it, go on. Stop it, continue. So nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's first talk about the goose. What about the goose?
Have you ever met a goose?
I think I've seen a goose.
They are aggressive. They are like, you can get a goose instead of a guard dog. That is like my top tip.
Okay.
So,
okay.
They are aggressive, and when they have babies, even more so. So I grew up on a farm, and the goose, mother goose, had babies, and father goose was being, am I allowed to swear?
No.
The father goose was being difficult.
Okay.
And I accidentally walked too close to the babies, and he started chasing me. And I was running and screaming and like, and my brother and my dad stood laughing at me. They thought it was hilarious. They didn't intervene and tell the goose that he's being rude. So yeah, I was more afraid of the geese than I was of the snakes and the spiders. I was like, these creatures are evil.
Okay.
Questionable creatures.
Okay, and then let's talk about the unborn child of your teacher. What is that all about?
I'm starting to realize now in like my 30s that a lot of my issues is probably undiagnosed ADHD.
Yes.
which
We
yeah.
didn't have that back in our time, so.
Yeah, well, we did, like my brother has ADHD, but with boys it's so obvious because they are like outwardly busy and can't sit still and what. But with girls it's more in their heads and it's busy in there and what. And scatterbrain, that sort of thing. And this is the question where I ask, why do these things always happen to me, although this happened to my teacher. But for some reason I couldn't put down my school bag in a location where it would just stay there. It would always fall over, or I would put it down and not concentrate, and maybe it's in the way of something. So my grade 1 teacher was pregnant and she accidentally tripped over my misplaced school bag. The baby was fine, I just need to make that clear.
Okay, thank you,
But
God.
she did trip, which I guess was my fault, but I mean she also has eyes. I just want to point that out.
Okay.
But everyone's fine. Nothing to see here.
Okay. So what about your dad's dream of you being this athletic daughter? What happened then? What I mean, did you sprint or was it
I don't think sprint would be a correct term. My dad was very sporty. He did rugby and athletics and boxing and cricket, like any sport he did, he was good at. And I looked athletic when I entered primary school. Like I was thin and tall, and I had calves. I was born with calves for some reason, and it looked like I was going to be good at this athletics business. But as soon as I started running, I look like Mr. Bean mixed with an epileptic pigeon. It's weird. Something happens to my body. I'm just like, you know that those things in front of tire shots? That is what my body resembles when I start to do anything sports related. I was not good at that. My dad was just like...
I think you have the most supportive dad. I mean, I've seen him in your Millipop shop. Well, I haven't seen him physically. I was going to stalk you, but I didn't get the chance to do that. I got Sami to come to me. Yay. Sami, what about this potato?
Hey?
Talk about the potato.
Where I got the name, the clumsy potato.
The memoirs of a clumsy potato. I like that. Yeah, potatoes are that's our staple. We love potatoes. So
it's sometimes the only reason I wake up in the morning is the idea of potatoes.
Oh, wow.
Like in any form. It's so varied. You can have chips and mash and vodka. I mean, there's no limits to what potatoes can bring. But I love writing, so I always wanted to be a writer or write something or write a book. And at some point I told a story online, and the publishers reached out to me and said that's the sort of thing that needs to be in a book. And I said I want to write a book, and they said you have 3 months, and I wrote the book. So it happened so quickly, and it was so much fun. So it's just stories of my life, some funny, some not so funny. You know, anyone who's humorous always has some like trauma behind it.
Absolutely.
Or things that happened, and that teaches you to really see the funny in everything. I laugh about things that's really not funny. And I'm like, no.
Talking about that, do you know what got me hooked on Sami Hall? Rugby.
Oh,
so I don't know the game. Okay, and obviously in the industry that I'm in and with my friend circle, I need to know some tips. And you educated me. Even though I was on a plane at the time, 2023, and I was flying to Vegas at the time. It was my last leg of the flight. But luckily we had Wi-Fi, so I had my scarf on and we won. When we landed, I found out that we won. And the tips, I could talk rugby on the plane with these guys because of Sami Hall. So thank you.
That is the best compliment.
But you know the game so well.
I love the game. And I think, you know, no offense to men, but they overcomplicate things when they explain it to you. When they try to explain to maybe a woman is interested and she wants to know more, then they go into this. you don't know, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, it's
not
not
that hard.
actually that complicated.
So to just simplify it, and you don't have to know everything to enjoy rugby. You must not just, if you push the ball there, then that's 5 points. That's enough.
I love that.
So I wanna. It's such a big part of South Africa, I feel, and it's so much bigger than just the sport.
Yes, absolutely.
It
brings a
people
nation together.
It's
Yes.
so amazing, and I want like, it's not that deep. I just made funny videos about it, but I really want people to watch the game and not feel like this is not my space because I don't know enough. You don't have to know everything. Just enjoy the game.
And Sami, in terms of, let's bring this back now to women empowerment. Okay, firstly, you have grown. You're an overnight sensation. It just happened, and then you were at 5,000 followers, and then you went to 200,000. So I'm not sure how that happened. How has this been for you in terms of transitioning in from Sami, this Kempy's girl, because that's what we are, Kempy's girls, to a national, international actually. You have followers all over the world. How has this transition been for you? Because people know you everywhere.
Yeah, I still struggle a bit with imposter syndrome. Like I don't see myself as that. Like when you describe me like that, I'm like, oh, who's this girl? But it also feels overnight sometimes, but it really isn't when you, like, I've been making content since 2020. So it took time to really grow, and then something just happened and it just snowballed.
Yes.
It's very exciting. I don't always get it. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it most of the time.
Faking it until we make it.
Exactly.
I'm faking Oprah and I'm still trying. Or Ellen DeGeneres, I'm still faking it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. The most important thing, because when people give you advice about content creation, they always say you must pick a niche and you must do this and post this times, and I don't follow any of that.
Neither do I.
I don't have a niche because like today I want to talk about rugby, or I want to talk about potholes, or I want to make a funny video. And
I need to apologize about the potholes you encountered on your way here.
I'm a Kemptonian, the whole place is pothole. There's a lot of potholes all around the country, I guess, and the world. But I feel like
we are the queens of potholes.
We take it seriously. I've lots of creative people in Kempton, also a lot of potholes. Because everyone's busy making content and being hilarious. There's not enough like engineer types apparently in Kempton. Yeah, so I don't want to stick to a niche. I basically just talk about whatever I want to talk about. Yeah. And it worked so far. Hopefully it continues working, but yeah, I don't always.
Are you passionate about it? Do you, or is it like, I need to make this video because I need my followers, or do you? I see the passion though.
Yeah.
And I know content creating because I put up a video 2, 3 every day.
Yeah.
So but sometimes it's like I make my own videos.
Yes.
And I'm really passionate about it. So it's not a job. It's work.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between work and a job.
No, for sure.
So a job is something you get paid for, and work is something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about it, and I make videos when I want to. Like sometimes I would not feel it. I'd feel like I'm having a bad day. I don't feel like doing this, then I don't make a video. Or I'll make a video saying I'm feeling bad today.
I know, yes.
So that I think is my biggest advice. If you feel like, if you go into it wanting to be rich and famous and have lots of followers, I don't think that's going to work, not long term. You have to enjoy what you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's been a struggle. I mean, for all influencers, it's now so challenging because everyone is doing it. So many people are doing it. How do you keep yourself motivated? I'm trying, because I've always been an entrepreneurial type, so I'm trying to always diversify. Right.
I don't want to rely on influencing. It's such a stupid word, but whatever. Bloody influencer. Yeah. I don't want to rely on that. I don't want to get to a point where I feel like I need to make a sponsored post now or whatever. I want to work with the brands I work with, it's always such a close relationship.
Yes.
So I build long-term relationships, but at the same time, I'm trying to build businesses and brands
Yes.
that has longevity.
Yes.
Because you see it time and time again, someone can be loved today and tomorrow you say something and maybe people get mad at you and they're like, oh no, she's actually awful, she's not funny, which is, I think it's something that all content creators fear a little bit. I do fear it sometimes a bit. I'm like, oh, I don't want to upset anyone. But that's why I think in all entertainment industries it's important to diversify, because you're not, even if you like an actor or singer or whatever, you never know that you're still going to be relevant next year.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people in sports and entertainment and that sort of thing, maybe when they stop doing that, they have nothing, no more income, or, so you kind of have to diversify.
Absolutely.
And
forget about being relevant next year. You're going to be alive next year. You know?
Nice.
So these are questions that we have to make sure that we, we ask ourselves, like, are we doing in the present moment, are we doing what we really want to do, and whether it is contributing towards the betterment of everybody, because you make people laugh. So there's so much of power in that. You don't know how many. I read the comments, like people saying like, this has made my day. I can't, and I do that. I look for you and Skulk. Hi Skulk, Bezuidenhout. And Barry Hilton. I love comedians, so I look for content from comedians because you make me laugh. And that's and I'm doing work that's empowering women. So it's a woman empowerment platform, and that's my medicine. So you are empowering women. That's why I brought you here. And so thank you so much for coming. My God, I'm still starstruck. I don't know I'm holding myself together right now. But
thank you for having me. And that's such a compliment. Like I honestly want to make people happy. I love laughing. I laugh at everything. I follow a lot of comedians. Some of them, and different types of comedians. Some of them are a lot more risky than I would ever be, but I still laugh at it. Even if something a comedian says offends me, I can still laugh at it. So I love comedy, and I never saw myself going into comedy, but just whenever I read a comment and someone said, I had a bad day, you made me laugh, that makes my day.
Absolutely.
It makes me so happy. So
what advice can you give to women that are struggling, not just in your industry or my industry, but struggling with, trying to take off in terms of business, and but they're so passionate and everything, all odds are against them. What advice can you give to them?
Well, again, I'm not an expert. I don't even know where to start, but I feel like some of the best advice I can give to people, not just women, but specifically now for women, is to not try and view things through a negative lens. Because if you try to view something as someone being against you, then you'll probably find it. So I tend to not read into things people say. If people are being negative towards me, or they say, you can't do this because you're a woman, I'm like, okay. I think that attitude, if you don't try to take what people say as fact, like if you want to think that I can't do something because I'm a woman, go right ahead. Enjoy yourself thinking that. I'm not going to listen. But I feel like if you let the negative things that people say roll off your back, I feel like that's going to make your life much easier. Just go do what you want to do.
Doesn't it come with age, Sami?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I've always said, like, if I wanted to be an actress when I was younger. Since I was like, I don't know, born. I was like, hello, I'm gonna be famous. Oscar.
Well, you're famous now.
And then it didn't happen for me, like in my early 20s, and I had to do lots of different things. And if it were to happen for me back then, I don't think I would have been able to handle it.
Right.
Because now, I don't know, something happens when you reach around 30 and you're suddenly like, I don't care what you think. If you're gonna think that, go ahead. If you're gonna think my accent is stupid, fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just, first of all, do things that makes me happy. I know it sounds a bit like, I don't know, self-centered or whatever, but I make me laugh.
Yeah.
I watch my own content and I go, yes, that's funny.
Okay.
You crack me up.
Since I've been playing this game on my show, I've been making myself laugh.
I love
It's
that.
hilarious.
I love that. And that's my first priority. Like, I started making content in lockdown just to keep myself entertained.
Right.
So if
Love
I
it.
find it entertaining and hopefully other people find it entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
I know not everyone is going to find it entertaining, nor do they have to. I don't think everyone
Scroll
has
past.
to think I'm funny.
Right.
But you should never give that power over you.
No.
And in terms of, I follow a lot of women who I find motivating. And what the ones that I follow have in common is that they don't give negativity power over them.
Yeah.
They don't go into a situation thinking, I'm the only woman here, and these men, like a man says something and they like, oh, that's so offensive. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what people think.
I'm so glad you're filtering. I can see that you do not want to filter a lot of what you're saying to me right now. You're doing so well. Well
Thank
done, Sammy.
Thank you. I have to remind myself because I'm so used. I don't script any content.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Have you ever been interviewed?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have, but I'm always so nervous when I go to interviews. The ones like I've been on Jacaranda, so in that situation it's live. You are live on air,
Right.
so that's also nerve-wracking because I'm used to
But no one's seeing you, so.
a swear word falling out of my mouth maybe, or whatever, and it's fine on your own social media pages.
Yes,
And
yes.
like the brands I work with is also not like, obviously there's limits, but my PG swear words they're fine with.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm in an interview situation, it's always like, okay, you need to just pretend to be.
You are
Professional.
authentic. You are authentic, and I think that's so important to just be yourself, be authentic. But what I like about you is you're authentic, but you're very respectful. You are extremely respectful, and I love how you handle your trolls. And I'm so glad that you point them out and you name and shame. Even you'll scratch out their name, but we can see their name. I love the way you do it because these people should be pointed out. I think they should be put on that pedestal that they want to be put on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are doing what you need to be doing, firstly to survive and to keep you happy. You said something about making yourself laugh. That is so important, Sammy, because you cannot serve from an empty vessel.
No.
And you're talking to someone that have had trauma in my life, and I have emptied this vessel many times to serve, and it's not, the result of that is not a very nice place to be in.
No.
So I speak from experience when I say that we need this dose of self-laughter or self, it's called inner engineering. Engineer yourself from inside. Sammy, in light of International Women's Day, which is on Saturday, but it's today because I'm sharing this content with you today. It's Saturday. Okay. What advice can you give to women to, just to nurture themselves, to nurture not their talent or their career, but themselves? What can you say to them?
I've noticed with me that a lot of times I would, my self-worth would be what I do for a living. And I realized actually quite recently, we had like an event or something at church and we were just chatting, getting to know each other, and people went around and spoke about themselves. Tell me a bit more about yourself. And the first couple of people who went before me started speaking about themselves, like in, this is the person that I am. And in my head I was like, who am I? Without saying this is what I do, or this is the job that I do, or this is the work. And it was actually eye-opening, like you really, your self-worth is what you do for a living.
Yes.
And that is not, I don't think that's the point. Obviously if you enjoy that, that's going to be a big part of who you are as a person. But it made me realize you really have to nurture who you are as a person and take time for yourself and take time to switch off from work, which is difficult for me because I like what I do. So I would.
It's crazy because my work is writing.
Yeah.
I love writing.
Yeah.
My work is GBV counseling and rape counseling, and I love healing people.
Yeah.
Because I've been healed.
Yes.
So that's our work. So that's our relaxation.
Yeah, so you don't switch off. You're like, oh, I'm so excited, and I would sit at night and reply emails because the rest of the day I was busy in dreamland. But then you realize, even though you love what you do, it's easy to get burnt out if you don't forcibly remove yourself from work sometimes.
Yes.
Like sometimes you have to say, at this point, I'm not going to do anything work related. And then you're like, what?
But what else do we do?
What do I do now? Do I have to speak to people now? That sounds terrifying. So I think the advice I would give is be kind to yourself. Take time for self-care, because the healthier you are, the more you will show up in your professional life, and everything bleeds into one another.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to take up more of your time. It is very warm in Kempton Park today, especially in my little studio. So welcome to Botswana. My husband is currently in Botswana, and that is why I just thought about how hot it is in Botswana.
I want to visit there one day.
It's very hot.
On my list.
We did an off-roading experience in Botswana 2 years ago, and that was coming from Las Vegas, which is a desert, so it was very hot there.
Yeah.
And then, in 2 months I'll be in Dubai, which
great.
will be very, very hot. So I don't know what it is about me and deserts, but I kind of, I do apologize about this heat.
No, that's fine.
But Kempton Park has been playing tricks on us recently.
Like, I see people in Ireland complaining because they only see the sun like 9 days a year or something, and I'm like, I'll take that for like a week or so.
Yes.
Not permanently. That sounds depressing, but sometimes I don't do well in heat. I run hot.
Yeah.
And then I get annoyed.
Yeah, and I know that you also have some health challenges in terms of, I think it's sinuses that you were struggling with recently. Any advice for women that are going through health difficulties?
I am the worst qualified to answer that question because I'm the worst at taking care
You
of
come
myself.
onto camera while you're sick sometimes, and you wait well.
Yeah, well, that is just I just decided to put it all out there. Maybe sometimes too much. So when I'm sick, I'm just like, hi, I feel like crap. But I don't take care of myself well. I'm trying now. I've quit smoking and I started going to the gym and I drink water because, it's so wonderful, bloody water. It doesn't taste like anything. It's a dumb drink, but I'm doing it. But
As long as you have a good balance, everything in moderation is very important.
Yeah, I'm trying. So I don't have. I'm not very healthy. I've low iron and I'm terrible at eating. I forget to eat.
I know. I saw that video.
Yeah, and it's not on purpose and because of anything. It's just like if I'm in a zone and I'm working or it takes so much for me to get into that zone of working that I'm not going to stop this now to eat. Please. I'm not going to stop to pee. That can wait until tomorrow. So I'm still working on it myself. I often ask like normal things like drinking water, go to bed, eat a breakfast. Like it's so easy, but I find it so difficult.
Aww.
So I can't give advice.
Okay.
Do everything.
Thank you for being honest.
Do the opposite of what I'm doing would be my advice.
I think 90% of women. I think a lot of us do that. We try to stay to keep healthy. A healthy mind or healthy body equals healthy mind, and I do believe that.
For sure.
But Sami, I think your audience, it's going to be the first time that they have seen you so professional and so different, and thank you for letting us in, letting us into Sami Hall.
And thank you for all the work you do. It's amazing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I love like when women step into like industry dominated by men.
Very much so.
And that's what I mean, like not letting that hold you back. Like, okay, if everyone else is men.
And your industry is very much the same.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
very male dominated.
very male
and you're doing stand-up comedy now, which I love, and that must be very intimidating.
It's so nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of shows now, and still when just before I go and do a show, I'm like, what was I thinking? That it's very nerve-wracking.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a dancer as well. So I'm an Indian classical dancer
Okay, cool.
since the age of 5. And I'm still nervous at 42 years old to go onto stage.
Yeah, no, it never goes away.
It never goes away. It's because the energy that you are sharing with your audience is so important. Hundreds of people are taking from you, and you need to give off your best.
Exactly,
so that nervousness is never going to go away.
I also used to dance when I was younger, by the way. No, love dancing as well.
I don't know if your audience knew that, so at least now they do.
I don't know if I mentioned it in my book. I don't remember what I said in my book.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to dance,
I think your audience in terms of social media is way larger than your book that has been out. So I think they're going to now know. Because I'm hoping that this video is going to go viral. Okay, we are taking Kempton Park. Literally, we have an airport. The airport is in Kempton Park, the main one. So we are taking it national now. Yes. So thank you so much, Sami. But we are going to make this a little bit funny because my IQ is very low. So you're going to describe to me what's on. We stole this cards from 30 Seconds.
Okay.
By the way, we're making our own. But you can describe without using the word.
Okay.
And let's see if I can get the answer.
All right. Can I start anywhere?
Anyway.
This dude speaks to like elephants and stuff. And it's played by Eddie.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that character.
It speaks to, oh my gosh, I don't know movies.
So the title is like the person you go to when you're sick is a what?
Dr. Little. Dr. Dolittle.
Exactly, correct. This is a magazine where sometimes there's a lady on top of it in a bikini and she's looking all fit and stuff because she does fitness things. Like rugby and soccer and that sort of thing is a what?
Sport.
That's the first word of this magazine. And they have a swimsuit edition every year.
Sport writing, sports edition.
No. So if you do like a sketch, like a doodle of something, what is that art called?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
Sports Illustrated.
Oh, Sport Illustrated.
This is not a prince, it's the prince's father, but the one of the round table.
The prince's father, king, the king.
Yeah, who is the king of the round table? Part of the round table.
I have no King Arthur.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna try to explain more, but you got it. King Arthur, yes. This is a country, maple syrup, Trudeau, Trump is making it a state. That country. He's been singing the song since I got here. The Volkslied.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Just give me the answer.
Canada.
Oh my God. Clearly I'm not following any news at the moment. Okay, I'm not gonna allow you to do any more because I really look like a fool already and we are not even editing this out. And your entire community is going to know.
I feel like it takes a special crazy to understand anything I'm saying, so don't feel bad.
Let's do this, okay. Okay, it's a program on your laptop.
Windows.
Yes. I was gonna say it's not a door. It's okay. She's an actress, and I'm not good with Hollywood. If it was Bollywood, I would know how to do this one. Oh, her surname. We have Hadidas. They make a big noise here in Kempton Park. What's the other bird that makes
hawk?
The other one.
Crow.
Right now.
Sheryl Crow.
Right. You see, that's what you're supposed to do with me. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay. Easter time. We have lots of them.
Easter eggs.
No.
Easter bunny.
Bunny. But who's the character?
Bugs Bunny.
Right. Okay. And a famous model, African American. She was
Naomi Campbell.
no, the other one. She had a
Tyra
talk show. Right, that's right. Okay, and that is about it, because I don't know which song the Rolling Stones sing, and I know there's
Painted
plenty.
Is that Rolling Stones? I need to check.
But clearly,
so.
I'm a Bollywood queen, not a Hollywood queen. So there we go. Thank you so much, Sami. I really appreciate you coming, and I cannot wait for our collaborations. I know that we're going to do great things for the Kempton Park roads.
Keep your eyes on this business.
Yes, do that.
Something's coming.
Okay, thank you so much.
much.
And we're so thankful to you. We extend our gratitude to all of our viewers for engaging with our content by watching, commenting, and sharing our interviews, our non-profit initiatives, including the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Evo by Nedbank, and the Talk the Talk Studios, supported by Sariti Solutions, focus on honoring and celebrating the women in the South African motoring industry, but not just the South African motoring industry anymore, but also women in comedy. Our mission goes beyond storytelling. We strive to make a positive impact on lives. Together, we are dedicated to empowering and uplifting women within our industry and all other industries. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, we invite you to explore www.auto.evo.africa, where you'll find thousands of cars for sale, all from reliable and reputable MFC accredited dealerships. Our car listing portal is designed for ease of use, and it also features vehicle reviews as well as tips and advice for car maintenance, provided by your one and only me, Talk the Talk Studios. So as we conclude, I would like to take this moment to inspire each of you to make a positive impact. The world is in constant flux, and I encourage you to welcome life's changes and seize every opportunity that comes your way, just like Sami did. By embracing the ongoing challenges of life, your dreams and ambitions will always feel within reach. So viewers, take bold steps forward. Remember, if you aspire to create change in your life, you must accept what life has to offer. And with that, please remember that the question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me.